Seneca Nation. Let's ride.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chieftains Field here in Bascom, Ohio. I'm Nate Mullins on the call tonight with Tommy Hall. We're alongside Greg the Wizard Kinn. We've got Donnie Hannam on the main camera, Cooper Snyder with us on the sideline camera, and Eric Hall down along the sidelines. You're tuned in here on the pregame show brought to you by XCARET Mexican Restaurant. We are just moments away from the opening kick, brought to you by our friends at Drawn to the Surface. Tommy, another beautiful night for football here in Bascom. And as your famous saying goes, I don't think there's anybody left guarding the water tower because this place is packed on both sides.
Absolutely, Nate. Week 4 already, and it's time for teams to open up conference play here on Heart of Ohio Sports. As 4 or 5 teams in our coverage area begin conference play, and it starts with this backyard rivalry between the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains and the Tiffin Calvert Senecas, vying to stay afloat and on top of the SBC River here tonight, live and paywall free.
Absolutely, and let's thank our sponsors before we get you to the opening kick, brought to you by Drawn to the Surface. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports, including XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Hope and Fostoria, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, CLOUSE Construction, NLS Professional Grounds, UIS Insurance and Investments, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, VICEK Orthodontics, Drawn to the Surface, RIEHM Produce Farm, Joe Bailiff's Route 30 Harley-Davidson, YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants, FORTE Music, the Ohio Army National Guard, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, BUCKEYE IT Services, PLASONITE 3D Printing, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Advantage Overhead Door, Simonis Detailing, First National Bank of Sycamore, SS Cleaning Services, the Edward Jones Offices of Tiffin, Yellowstone Landscape, Wagner Flower Shop and Greenhouse, Bascom Communications with Bright Wireless, Wendy's, and Klaus Electric, all proud sponsors here, bringing you high school football all season long right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Tommy, this one's a big one. Obviously, these two teams pretty familiar with each other, as this will be the last time they face off in the SBC River, but both of them next year will head off to the N10, where they'll clash every year, most likely, at least once a year. But as we mentioned, these two teams, this is a backyard brawl, if you will. And I'm excited to be on the call with you for this one, partner.
Absolutely. Both teams jockeying for position, as we talked about, looking to sit on top the SBC mountain. And you never know how big a mountain is until you put your hand on it. And the undefeated Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains hosting here tonight 3-0 against a 1-2 Calvert squad, whose only win came in week 1, looking to right the ship, looking to get in the midseason form. But man, Tiffin Calvert's going to have their work cut out for them against this stout Hopewell-Loudon's Chieftains team.
Absolutely. This is a 3-0 squad who has dispatched a trio of quality opponents to get here, Tommy. You talk about Cary week 1, Pleasant in week 2 with a close matchup, and then another close one last week in Milan against those Edison Chargers, dealing the Chargers their only loss on their home field so far in the last 2 years.
Oh, wow. The Tiffin Calvert Senecas, they're going to have to keep their head on a swivel and play smart football and try to catch this defense napping, because we talk about a huge win. You have to mention that Chieftains 22-14 win against Edison last week, like you talked about, Nate. Hopewell-Loudon led 14-0 at halftime before the Chargers tied that game at 14 in a 14-second span on 2 touchdown passes by Edison quarterback Cole Lemaster. So again, Charlie Palm and this Calvert offense, you can catch these Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains on their heels and try to capitalize off of the secondary here tonight if you expect to be able to play head up with the top of the division.
And this is going to be one of the top matchups in the SBC River this year, as obviously Hopewell-Loudon, the defending, 5-time now SBC River champion. Every year they've been in the SBC River, they have won it. And
the Booker T of the SBC.
That's right. The opening kick is away, brought to you by Drawn to the Surface Tattoo and Piercing Studio. And we are underway as the return brought back to the 35-yard line. And that's where you'll see the first look at the Tiffin Calvert Senecas offense. We'll send it down to our sideline reporter here in just a moment. Eric Hall has our weather report brought to you by our friends at Yellowstone Landscape. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. But first play coming up here. Senecas take over at their 35-yard line. Good starting position here. And we'll get a look at Charlie Palm, sophomore quarterback, leading the way for this offense. 3 receivers set. H-back on the left side. Running back in the backfield with Charlie Palm. Takes the snap, handoff, and we got a pre-snap penalty here, motion. This is going to be a false start against Tiffin Calvert.
Now, despite that 1-2 record that Calvert comes in tonight, Senecas were in control last week in that game against Norwalk St. Paul at Horniman Stadium. Calvert led 20-6 with a little over 9 minutes to play before the Flyers were able to score the last 16 points of a game in that heartbreaking last-minute field goal against the Senecas. So this is a Seneca squad that came in. They're starting to develop a little bit of rhythm. Let's see if they can put together a quality drive to open up things here.
Well, they start out on the wrong foot with a 5-yard penalty here. Now they hand it off to Nolan Lee, and he is stood up and dropped in the backfield. And this is going to be a big story behind this game right here, Tommy, is the battle in the trenches. Who's going to win this battle up front? And this Hopewell-Loudon defensive front, boy, they are stout. You talk about Aiden Ewald, you talk about Joe Ewald, Scotty Turco. I mean, these are some big guys down low. And it's going to be hard for this Calvert front to keep this quarterback clean.
Yeah, they bring just 3 down hands on the defensive side. Stop in the backfield.
Kellen Franker comes in and sticks him right about where the original line of scrimmage was after the penalty. So it's 3rd and 15 coming up here for the Senecas.
Look at that hit on the CLOUSE construction instant replay. Kellen Franker getting his nose in there. He's got a nose for the football.
Absolutely. 3rd down and long. 4 receivers set, 1 man in the backfield with Charlie Palm. Palm surveys the defense. And he takes the snap. Looking back, and he's going to step up. He's going to take off and run with it. He's got a little running room. Gets it up to the 35, about the 38-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. Picks up a decent pickup, but still going to be well short of the first down. 4th and 7 coming up, and they'll bring out the punt unit.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing that Palm gives you. It keeps a lot of the defenses humble because he didn't have anybody that he could throw to, and he was able to tuck it and run. Last week, Palm completed 12 of 24 for 170 yards and a touchdown, but he was also able to rush and can pick those extra yards up. But the mistake at the top of the game,
Tucker Coleman gets the punt away.
Forces the punt.
Hits at the 35. It'll roll. Now takes a Chieftains bounce and rolls back to the 33-yard line. So decent punt there by Tucker Coleman. I know they've had some issues in the punt game so far this year, and that's got to be a bright spot for them to be able to get a good punt away there. But now Chieftains take over at their own 33-yard line after a 3-and-out, Tommy. And I'll tell you, this Chieftains offense, they're humming so far this year.
Yeah, Ellis, 28 of 46 for 317 yards and 6 touchdowns thus far throughout the first 3 weeks.
Kellen Frankert in the shotgun. He's going to keep it off the right side, and he's going to be brought down after about a 5-yard pickup. up to about the 39-yard line. Let's send it down to our sideline reporter, Eric Hall. He's got our weather report brought to you by our friends at Yellowstone Landscape. Eric, what's the weather like, man? You're looking pretty good today. I don't got you, buddy. I don't got anything. We'll have to send it back down here in just a minute. I think you might have me muted or something. I don't know. Because I'm not picking up anything through the board here, so we'll have to check it back in with here in just a moment, but we'll get you the weather report. Handoff off the right side. And that's a nice run right there.
Wow.
Bruising run by Jason Kramer as he's got it up past the first down into Seneca's territory down to the 49-yard line. I think we got Eric back. Let's check in with him on the sideline for our weather report. Once again, brought to you by Yellowstone Landscape. How's it going, Eric?
Hey, it's going, Nate. Just staring directly into the sun here, just like the Chieftains are, but it's still beautiful weather down here, 76 degrees, a little breeze to cool you off. Can't ask for much more, man. It's great down here.
It is a beautiful day. Thanks once again to Eric Hall, our sideline reporter, bringing you the weather report, brought to you by our friends at Yellowstone Landscape. Kellen Franker takes the handoff. Right. And a ball comes out at the end of the play, and I think the Senecas fall on top of it. They do. It's a turnover as Elijah LeMasters falls on top of it for the Senecas. Who punched it out, though? Right there was the punch out. And who was responsible there? I didn't get the number on that one. Eric, did you happen to see who caught that?
No, like I said, I was directly into the sun. It's hard to see a lot of the numbers from down here, but I wanted to be in position for that old weather report. So,
well, there you have it. Senecas take over at their own 43-yard line after the turnover. Palm back to pass, slings it left side, complete. DeMoss spins out of a tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's got it up past the first down marker down to the 46-yard line. 11-yard gain. Now, a nice move there after the catch. Broke 2 tackles there, Tommy.
Yeah, and regardless of records or where people rank in the overall contenders for the league, when you get these close backyard rivalries, I mean, you might as well throw that stuff out the window because Calvert can prove to be the bane of the existence of these Chieftains. They got capitalized off the turnover first, though.
Hand off to Lee, and that defense once again stands him up, brings him down after just a 2-yard gain. Talk about the keys to the game here in just a moment. But first, Tommy, let's talk about that player spotlight brought to you by our friends at VICEK Orthodontics.
We'll take a look at Calvert right after this play.
Charlie Palm in the shotgun, 2nd and 8. Slings it over the middle, complete. Nice catch by Tucker Coleman. He went down and got that one.
And that's what we talk about, trying to capitalize off the turnover, building with the right weapons. You've seen a loss against St. Paul we talked about. Charlie Palm able to complete 12 of 24 passes for 170 yards. Nolan Lee with 104 yards on the ground. And Logan DeMoss with 114 yards. I mean, these weapons at Calvert, they've been able to produce and develop in this lab seemingly over the past couple weeks has really been a thing that stood out, especially after the deficiencies they've had in scoring last season. It's nice to see this Calvert offense starting to open up.
Yeah, that's a great point, Tommy. 20 points on the board last week, 35 the week before. Handoff to Lee, busted play at the line, and I'll tell you what, that Hopewell defense, boy, they are just going to make life miserable for this Calvert run game tonight as they stand him up in the backfield. A loss on the play back to the 40-yard line, and it's going to be 4th and 5, and the punt unit comes out for Tiffin Calvert.
And again, when you talk about quality opponents, they're not going to give you too many turnovers. You're disappointed that you're not able to capitalize. But in this instance, flip the field. Pin them as deep as they can and make Hopewell-Loudon work for it here.
Coleman punts this one deep. It hits at the 2 and goes into the end zone for the touchback.
Almost beat the coverage, tried to bat it out. Nonetheless, touchback.
The logic there was to try to pin him deep. Well, now they get the ball at the 20-yard line. I guess that is deeper than the 40 if they were to not convert there, but playing conservative here to start this one with the turnover. I thought maybe they might short yardage situation there, but I think that loss on third down, when they lost a yard, that made them kind of second guess themselves on whether they wanted to go for it there.
Yeah, again, you're still facing 4th and 5th, but that's a lot easier decision to go for on the other side of the field when it's like a 4th and 2.
So 1st and 10, Chieftains at their own 20-yard line. Jacoby Ellis takes the snap. The handoff goes to Kellen Frankert. And Frankert off the left side picks up 4 down to the 24-yard line. And that's the confidence that Coach Calatrulio has in his running back. As Tommy, he goes right back to him after he fumbled on the last play. Gives him that shot right back.
Yeah, have a short memory in this game.
Got our sideline camera operator down there. Cooper Snyder doing a great job tonight, as well as Donnie Hannam up here on the main camera. 2-camera setup here tonight. It's a big matchup here in Bascom. 2nd down and 6. Ellis in the shotgun. Takes the snap, slings it out left side, complete. He's got it to his receiver. Receiver breaks a tackle, and he's got it up to the 40-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there. Evan Elrick on the reception.
Yeah, when you have that battle in the flat in the open field, Eli Benner unable to bring the runner down, just shed that arm tackle. You got to be able to wrap up or take him out at the pins, especially in open space.
So 1st and 10. That's an NLS professional grounds 1st down. Ellis in the pistol formation. 3 receivers set. They bring a man in motion. Settles on the right side of the formation. Ellis takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to the right. Looking, slings it right side, complete. Calatrulio on the reception. Just shy of the 1st down marker. They'll mark him at the 49-yard line. 2nd and a short one coming up.
And you love Jack, 6'2", 175 pounds, able to come up and over and bring those huge catches down, because I thought the defender in the secondary had a nice read on it.
Yeah. Second down and a yard. Yeah, I feel like these defenders are just a little, they're maybe a step behind some of these plays here. Frankert rolls to the right. He's going to take off and run with it, and he's got it down inside Seneca's territory to the 40-yard line. That's another NLS professional grounds 1st down. I'll tell you what, I was able to go over and witness the field painting done by NLS professional grounds, and let me tell you, folks, these guys, they're the real deal. Like, got some drone shots of it. We're going to put together a commercial for them this week. We're really excited to work with these guys. I just want to promote what they're doing because I feel like this is something every school in this area should be working with these guys. Handoff to Kramer up the middle and into the open to the 15, to the 10, 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Hopewell-Loudon. 39-yard touchdown run by Jason Kramer. And the Chieftains are on the board to start this one out. 4:02 left here in the 1st quarter.
You see here on the CLOUSE construction replay, the hole by Kramer, just kind of waiting in the back a little bit, waiting for the play to develop. He chose and picked that C-gap to run through, able to bounce out and get a huge touchdown, and just turned on the Jets there, Nate.
Absolutely right, Tommy. Chieftains line up to go for 2. Frankert rolls off to the right side, and he barrels his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So the Chieftains jump out to an 8-0 lead here. 4:02 left to play in the 1st quarter. And Tommy, you got to feel like the Senecas, after that turnover on the first possession for the Chieftains, Senecas pick up the 1st down, but then unable to get anything after that. Punt the ball back to the Chieftains on 4th and short. And then Chieftains make, 80 yards, 4 plays?
We were going to...
Short work.
I was trying to get to Tommy's video here for the Chieftains, but they just ran down the field so fast, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that one here.
Let's talk about the player spotlight, once again brought to you by VICEK Orthodontics.
Yeah, we talk about welcome to Ellis Island, the offensive production as you see on display by this squad. Jacoby Ellis, 28 of 46 for 317 yards and 6 touchdowns. Kellen Frankert on the ground on 60 attempts, 323 yards and 6 touchdowns, while Brody Brickman leading the receivers with 14 catches for 204 yards and 4 touchdowns. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ellis Island.
Man, I'll tell you what, that young man, this whole offense has just been humming since the beginning of this year. And, you know, Ellis has had an up and down start. You know, he's had some games where, you know, he might have said that he'd probably play a little bit better, but I think when you look at this from an overall standpoint, to say that, you know, he would say he's probably not played his best football yet, and they're 3-0, having dispatched probably the 3 toughest opponents on their schedule. I think you got to be feeling pretty good if you're Hopewell-Loudon right now. DeMoss goes back to field the kick, stumbles at the 3-yard line, and he is going to be brought down all the way back at the 10-yard line. They'll give him credit up to the 14. But that was, I'll tell you what, Tommy, I don't know, if the kick goes into the end zone, that's a touchback, right? Did you think that was going into the end zone, or do you think he had to make that play?
It's hard. It's hard to say. I mean, it really is, because that ball, you got the sun beaming down on you. It's coming right towards you, and it becomes decision time. Logan DeMoss, more time than none, is going to give you a good return, especially if he has to field it deep, so I ain't going to fault him for that.
Hand off to Nolan Lee off the left side, and he's dropped after about a 2-yard gain. We'll keep you updated on scores from around the area tonight. As over on the X stream, you can find Mohawk versus Colonel Crawford. That one's a big matchup. 2 undefeated teams. First N10 matchup of the year, and this is probably going to be a deciding matchup when it comes all down to it at the end of the year for the N10 championship, Tommy.
Absolutely. You'd love to be a fly on the wall for that one.
Well, you can be a fly on the wall. Just tune into our YouTube stream, as that one nearly intercepted, as Reese Hoover stepped in front of the pass and nearly snagged that one for the Chieftains defense.
Snatch it up.
And they just cut the receiver off, ran the route for him there, Tommy. The ball at the 15-yard line, 3rd down and 8. We'll say 8. It's a long 8.
Timeout.
Yeah, we got a timeout.
Yeah, Hopewell had a little too many people on the field there.
So Chieftains take a timeout. We'll keep it right here for this Joe Bailiff's Route 30 Harley-Davidson timeout. We'll use this time to thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring this ball game to you live and paywall free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'd like to thank XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Hope and Fostoria, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, CLOUSE Construction, NLS Professional Grounds, UIS Insurance and Investments, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, VICEK Orthodontics, Drawn to the Surface, RIEHM Produce Farm, Joe Bailiff's Route 30 Harley-Davidson, YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants, Forte Music, the Ohio Army National Guard, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, BUCKEYE IT Services, PLASONITE 3D Printing, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., The Advantage Overhead Door, Simonis Detailing, First National Bank of Sycamore, SS Cleaning Services, the Edward Jones Offices of Tiffin, Yellowstone Landscape, Wagner Flower Shop and Greenhouse, Bascom Communications with Bright Wireless, Wendy's, and CLOUSE Electric. All proud sponsors bringing you this high school football game right here on the pulse of the Buckeye State, Heart of Ohio Sports. 3rd down and long coming up for this Senecas offense. And 3rd down has been the thorn in the side so far, as they have started out 0 for 2. Palm back to pass, pressure, rolls to the left, gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Nolan Lee out of the backfield, but he just overshoots him.
Yeah,
And that's going to bring up 4th down.
not the worst throw there. I mean, trying to catch Lee on that little post there, but just a little slow getting there. And that was because, again, Palm under tremendous pressure, under duress, and forced to punt.
Brody Brickman back deep to return. Tucker Coleman stands at just about his goal line. And he gets this one away. They're going to punt it away from Brickman. This one hits down at the 35. It's going to roll all the way to about the 49-yard line. So it's about a 35-yard punt. Chieftains will take over inside Seneca's territory at the 49-yard line. Just not the start you were looking for here for this Seneca's offense.
I think a lot of times you can catch a whiff and a feel of what's starting to percolate here in the atmosphere of Bascom with this squad who was dispatched last season by Patrick Henry in that regional. And, you know, coming out of that season 2024 campaign, you really had the standard and the expectations set. I don't think that standard or expectations changed this year, and now you're starting to see
hand off to Frankert off the right side, tripped up, and he falls forward to about the 42-yard line.
But now
picks up about 7.
But now you're starting to see Hopewell-Loudon having teams have to play up and play against Hopewell-Loudon as opposed to Hopewell-Loudon really having to come out each and every week and really do these battle-tested matchups. Now, that Edison matchup, that was a different story because they picked that matchup. They went up the division to go against the cream of the crop because iron does sharpen iron. But here tonight, they've just been really effective and really efficient, especially on the defensive end of things.
2nd and 3. Ellis fakes the handoff, slings it over the middle, got a man wide open. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Hopewell-Loudon.
Calatrulio.
Jack Calatrulio catches that one in stride, and it's a 49-yard touchdown pass as the Chieftains add to their lead 14-0 here with 2:10 left in the first quarter.
Again, out of the boat coming from Ellis Island, just dropping one into the boat for Calatrulio.
Oh, you got to love that touchdown animation there, Greggy. I love it.
Oh, I love it.
Here on the CLOUSE construction replay, you see just splits 2 defenders like they're not even there. They don't follow at all. Over the top for a huge touchdown.
DeMoss bit on the play action there, and I think the player on the other side of the field there in coverage,
You're standing beside each other.
Yeah.
One of you got to go break into the coverage.
Fake the handoff. Frankert going to carry it. Pushes the pile. They keep pushing. But they're going to be stood up and driven backwards. So the Senecas come up with a stop on the 2-point conversion. But it's 14-0. Hopewell-Loudon. Frankert shook up after the play. He gets up, shaken up. Hopefully he's okay. But he does not look like he's feeling very good after that one. There was a pile-up after that play there, Tommy.
Well, and quick work. Hopewell-Loudon, about 5 or 6 plays total, resulting in 14 points total. That 2-point conversion stop by Calvert, though, I think was a huge stop.
Yeah.
That's going to be something to kind of keep your eye on here because, again, now you don't have to be chasing the 2-point conversion once you're able to knock at this deficit here. Calvert's offense, though, they need to wake up on this drive.
So 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to play. Let's talk about our keys to the game, brought to you by our friends at UIS Insurance and Investments. For Hopewell-Loudon, I think they got it. I thought they had to find a way to take away the run, which they've done so far. Don't let DeMoss beat you, which they've done a pretty good job of that so far. And they need to win the battles up front, which check, check, check. All 3 so far, they're winning those battles. Now you talk about Calvert, they needed to limit mistakes. And so far, they haven't had too many mistakes, just haven't had any luck on offense. Haven't really had anything sustained, and that's my next point. They need some long, sustained drives to keep that Hopewell offense off the field, and that just hasn't happened, Tommy. A couple of 3 times on 3rd down they've been turned away by this Hopewell defense. And then you keep going on defense for the Senecas. They need to find a way to force Hopewell-Loudon into some 3rd and longs. As DeMoss on the return brings it up past the 30 to about the 33, maybe the 34-yard line. That's where the Senecas will take over.
We see DeMoss trying to make amends from that last return, and now the Calvert Senecas got some room to work with. Not a huge deficit, but again, you got to chop away at it here and continue to play your brand of football.
Once again, those keys to the game brought to you by our friends at UIS Insurance and Investments. Stop down and see the folks for all of your insurance and investments needs. Charlie Palm in the shotgun. Takes the snap, Hand off to Nolan Lee. Boy, they've called that same inside zone run play about 3 times. It just has not been there so far against this Chieftains front. I think maybe they might have saw something on film that they were trying to take advantage of here, but these Chieftains, they've been all over it.
Well, the thing is when you got crashing tackles, crashing ends coming at you, you got to have enough people on that interior offensive line to pick them up. What that does is that frees up the lane for the linebacker to just come up and clean up whoever's trying to penetrate that gap.
2nd and long. Palm in the shotgun. 4 receivers set here. Takes the snap. Looking. Rolls. Slings it over the middle. Picked off. Calatrulio saw that one coming all the way. And he is brought down at the 26-yard line. But, man, Tommy, he read that one like a book. I mean, Palm was kind of waiting for his guy to get open.
Yep.
Had his guy locked in the entire time, never took his eyes off the target.
Great.
And that safety just sits back there and reads that one like a book.
And great protection by the Calvert front. They give Palm plenty of time to get through his reads, but he just held on to it too long. And unfortunately, Calatrulio made it look like Dr. Seuss with how easy that read was and was able to get a huge pick. And now Hopewell-Loudon back within striking distance.
Chieftains once again inside Seneca's territory. Now they take over at the 26-yard line. Ellis in the pistol. Handoff. Jason Kramer off the left side. And he's going to be stood up and dropped at about the 25-yard line.
Beautiful way for that counter trap to develop there. You had the pulling offensive lineman go and pick up that end, but you saw a huge double team right there in the B gap that Kramer was just able to pick and up and go. That's dangerous when you have that many lanes open, especially on a trap or counter.
Score update from Columbus as Bishop Watterson on top of Columbian 14-0 in the first quarter. Gibsonburg on top of Northwood 8-0. That's in the first quarter. Ellis in the pistol. Slings it left side. Complete. Oh, no, he dropped it. I thought he caught that one, but he had his eyes upfield before he made the catch. Evan Elrick, the intended receiver. 3rd down and long coming up here for the Chieftains.
Yeah, and the Senecas, they need to stop the bleeding here, especially after the turnover. You get a huge stop here. Gives you a little bit of room to breathe, regroup, and then again, 2 scores, definitely not an eternity here. You're able to come out and knock this one up.
You got to feel like you're in 4-down territory right here, Tommy, because you're not going to punt the ball at the 25, so.
That's a good point, Nate.
Probably just going to pick up a few yards here and try to get closer to the 4th. 3rd and 8. Ellis rolls to the right.
That.
Looking, slings it long. He's got a man down the sideline. Oh, what a catch! Calatrulio pulls it in for the touchdown.
1-on-1.
What
Nice
a catch.
coverage.
Look at this instant replay. Beautiful catch.
Never turns around or makes a play on it. And Calatrulio, 6'2", he's going to make that jump, and he's going to make that athletic play on you. Oh, jeez.
You talk about Lucas Stoltz, he's right up there with him, 6'1". So, Tommy, I think sometimes, height isn't always, you don't match height with height sometimes. Sometimes you got to match up some athletes with athletes, Ellis slings it into the end zone, 2-point conversion, caught. And the Chieftains jump out to a 22-0 lead here. 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Wow.
And not the way you want to start this one if you're the Calvert Senecas. The good thing is there's still a lot of football to be played as you're still not out of the first quarter here. But like we talked about, you got to stop the bleeding, tie a tourniquet, get some points on the board.
But Tommy, you're a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from a 30-point lead, and you know what happens when that happens. The clock starts running a little quicker.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, at least wait for the half of that.
I'm just saying, it's 15 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah. This
Chieftains offense, they're humming. Like I said, they're not going to stop for this. I mean, they're not going to.
That's what I meant.
Ease off the gas
about that air being palpable. Sometimes you feel like you're witnessing, 2 teams going at it, tooth and nail, and then sometimes you feel like you're just witnessing something for that particular team. And you're witnessing something with this Hopewell-Loudon Chieftain squad, I'm telling you.
Score update from Seneca East and Winford. Tigers leading 13-0 over the Royals. That one over in Bucyrus. Colonel Crawford leading Mohawk 3-0. That's in the first quarter. That one over in Sycamore. Got some more score updates after this kick. As the kickoff goes, it's going to be fielded at the 20-yard line. Max Griffin on the return brings it back to about the 25, maybe the 26. But that's going to be about it. Senecas take over once again at their own 26. Another score update here. Gibsonburg and Northwood all tied up at 8 apiece now. St. Francis de Sales leading Clyde 13-0. Sandusky leading Padua 9-0. And Bishop Watterson 20, Columbian 7. That's still in the first quarter according to ScoreStream. Of course, none of those scores are official. But that's what I've got for you. 1st and 10, Senecas. Palm off the right side. Hit hard and dropped after about a 4-yard gain, maybe 3, up to about the 30-yard line. That's one element of the game that they like with Palm, is he gives them a little bit that mobility outside the pocket. But that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. Your score as we head to the second quarter. Hopewell-Loudon 22, Calvert nothing. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
You're watching high school football at Heart of Ohio Sports.
After an injury or surgery, adults are often prescribed opioids or stimulants, powerful drugs that help with pain or focus. But when unused or expired medications linger, they pose serious risks, misuse, addiction, or accidental poisoning, especially for children. Seneca County has 5 locations where you can safely dispose of medications. Take it to the box or use a deter bag at home to deactivate them safely and permanently. Prevent misuse, protect your family, dispose safely. Learn more or request a free Deter-A-Safe disposal bag at carsa.org. Prevention starts with you.
At VICEK Orthodontics, they're all about creating confident, healthy smiles for every age. Dr. VICEK and the team use the latest techniques to make your orthodontic journey comfortable and effective. Discover the difference of personalized care and a smile you'll be proud to show off. Schedule your consultation with VICEK Orthodontics today. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
And we're back here in Bascom. Start of the second quarter sees the Chieftains leading Tiffin Calvert 22-0. Senecas have it 2nd and 7. Charlie Palm, another quarterback keeper. This time he stood up and dropped in the backfield. And I tell you what, Tommy, this offense just has not gotten anything going. And that just, I don't know if you're really going to get anything going with that look, because this defense, they're just too stout. They're not going to give up anything in the run game tonight. They've seen some really good run games so far through the first 3 weeks of the season. And this Calvert, I'll be honest, man, this Calvert run game has had some problems getting going early on. They really haven't had much push in some of these games where they play some bigger fronts, which is surprising. But tonight, I kind of expect this Hopewell defensive front to really dominate, and they have so far here. Empty backfield set. Chieftains bring 4. Palm slings it complete to Griffin, but it's going to be well short of the first down at the 32-yard line. And it'll be 4th and about 4 coming up, and they bring out the punt unit.
Another 3 and out. Well, the thing about that, Nate, is that last play, that was a nice little pitch and catch. You need a little more of that to start balancing your attack, keep a defense humbled, but you can't wait till it is 3rd and long to be able to come up with that catch. You gotta get that play on first down. You gotta get positive yards on 1st and 2nd down. There's no other way to go about it. That one
nearly blocked. They get it away. Nice punt. Takes a friendly Calvert roll all the way down to the 21-yard line. But with the way this Chieftains offense has been humming so far, Tommy, that just means more yards to add to the stat sheet because, man, they haven't been stopped so far other than a turnover.
Yeah, when you thought maybe you had them stopped down there on a 3rd down, they just tossed it right over the top. Incredible catch and got the touchdown out of it. Looks like a close one over there in Sycamore. Mohawk 7, Colonel Crawford 3 right now.
Warriors put some points on the board now as they take the lead. That one's over on the X stream. You can find that on YouTube. Handoff. This one goes to Jason Kramer as he spins forward for a couple, up to about the 23, maybe the 24.
Then you got this X factor in Kramer, gives you another dimension, and that's what's scary about this Hopewell-Loudon team. You just seemingly got another farm boy that comes out of nowhere that's just able to get you 100 yards on the ground.
Well, another thing to keep an eye on here, Kellen Frankert on the sideline with his helmet off. We'll keep you updated on that one, but after that last play, that two-point conversion where the Seneca's defense kind of stood him up, we haven't seen him on the field since then, and you know, he was coming off the field, like I said, in some pain. I hope he's okay.
It kind of almost like he got squished in there.
Yeah, that's what I kind of feel like happened. Maybe everybody just kind of pancaked him, and maybe he got some bruising on the ribs or something. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that one as Ellis slings it out on the right, and that's incomplete as he was trying to find Brody Brickman.
With how efficient this offense has been rolling, you can give some of your workhorses a little bit of a break, especially when you got a 22-point lead. That doesn't mean that you let off the gas, though.
Yeah. But I just feel like, you know, without Frankert in the game, that takes away one of the elements of this offense. But
as I said, you're really not sacrificing much when you're just clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah. 3rd and long.
In your other skill.
Ball at the 23-yard line. They need to get past the 31 to convert. Ellis back to pass. Slings it over the middle. Complete. Brickman has it. He's got the first down up to the 33-yard line.
That's a difficult read to expect a linebacker to be able to come up and make. As Anderson Hart challenged there right in the flat. You play that zone coverage. Nice recognition, but again, just what a way to find the weakness there.
Seneca's got some confusion in the secondary here as Lucas Stultz was confused on where he was supposed to be there. They sling it out right side, complete it.
Caught it on his butt. He was sitting down when he caught that one.
Adrian Pond on the reception. I wonder if he's any relation to Rob Pond, the Yellowstone landscape sponsor that he's a coach down there on the sideline.
I will tell you this much. I saw the Yellowstone landscape sign on the fence out here, so wouldn't be surprised.
Great guy, great coach, great community over here. We got a few sponsors on this list that have committed to the Hopewell-Loudon recap videos all season long. That's why they jumped on for this as well. Ellis on 2nd down, slings it over the middle, complete. And a nice reception, and then a nice run after the catch as Evan Elric gets it inside Seneca's territory down to the 49-yard line. This drive started all the way down to the 21, and they moved it to the 49.
And sometimes you just hate big athletic quarterbacks like these Patrick Mahomes and these other kids that are just able to throw these seemingly ugly balls that just spiral differently and they just come out of the hand different. Only a throw that Ellis would be able to make there.
Ellis, the 6'3 junior, looking crisp here tonight. 1st and 10. Handed off. Jason Kramer off the left side. Find a hole. And he's got it up past the 45 to the 43-yard line. Kramer, impressive on the ground so far here tonight.
And that play was designed exactly how it was supposed to do. They eat up huge chunk yardage, and if you find that little crease, you find that little spot on the edge, you're able to take it. But they just ran that one up inside the gap and got those huge chunk yardage as we talked about to get past midfield here.
2nd and 4. 7:15 left to play here in the first half. Chieftains lead at 22-0. Hand off to Kramer up the middle, has the first down, and he's got it down to about the 37. He keeps on running inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. That pile kept on pushing. And I'll tell you what, big number 36, Reese Alt, leading the way there. Tight end, clearing the path.
I'll tell you what.
Think he's a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles?
Maybe. A little bit of pushing.
So Hopewell-Loudon here is making sure NLS Professional Grounds gets their first downs in, that's for sure. Just marching down the field here.
1st and 10. Ball at the 34-yard line. Ellis in the shotgun.
Yeah, Calatrulio alone there.
Handoff, Kramer, left side. Dropped there by Elijah LeMasters as he makes a stop in the backfield. That'll count for a TFL on the stat sheet.
Now they come back out a little bit different personnel, but I'm going to venture after that read, you're going to see some kind of play action here.
I want to say, guys.
That sounds like a Nostradamus kind of prediction right there.
I guess I'm just starting to trail off at my age, but
This is the first time we've got to actually cover these Chieftains live this season. How about these new helmets? The dark gray with the dark gray pants.
Well, they had the dark gray pants last year.
Yeah,
the helmets really match. With just pops it.
Oh.
Fake the handoff. Ellis looking to pass. Slings it down the middle of the field. Calatrulio incomplete. And good coverage on the plays. Lucas Stultz down there breaking it up.
Well, and you know.
And now it's 3rd and long. Hey, you got to do something. You got to put your body in between the receiver and the ball. That's what he did.
I was talking about the play action.
A little bit of play action.
Tommy thinks he knows something.
I mean, he does. I won't take it away from him.
Well, it's easier to call it from up here. As I said, guys like Romo's are made to look like geniuses somehow, but it's like you can see everything happening.
3rd and long. Ellis in the shotgun. Kramer back there with him. 4 receivers. All of them bunched close to the formation. Ellis drops back. They set up a little wide receiver screen.
Wow.
Brickman over the middle. He's got the first down, and he's going to be brought down inside the 20, down at the 19, inside the RIEHM red zone.
And the Calvert defense about had a brick man as they had just allowed that play to get right through them like a hot knife through butter to pick up the first down.
Speaking of butter, I wonder if they'll have some apple butter tomorrow when we head over to RIEHM's for the friends and family get-together. We're doing a little commercial shoot for them for the Barnyard Fun as they get ready to launch Barnyard Fun. That's next weekend, folks. Opening weekend for Barnyard Fun at RIEHM's Produce Farm next weekend, September 20th.
Over 30 events, I believe.
Handoff off the right side. Kramer on the carry. Breaks a tackle. Spins out of one and then falls down right around the 10. They'll mark him at the 11-yard line, but close to another NLS professional grounds first down. Logan DeMoss on the tackle for the Senecas, but once again, these Chieftains pushing it down to the 11-yard line, threatening to score. This drive, Tommy, has eaten up a lot of the second quarter. They started the drive with 11 minutes on the clock.
What a meticulous, way to control the tempo, control the momentum, just control the game thus far here at home.
Ellis in the shotgun, takes the snap. Hand off to Kramer, right side. Follows his blocks. He's got the first down inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Chieftains. That's another NLS professional grounds first down. Check in with our sideline reporter here in a minute as he's got a good bird's eye view inside the RIEHM red zone.
Yeah, that's my favorite area to be. Awesome view down here.
1st and goal. 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Chieftains on top 22-0. Ellis brings a man in motion. Calls for the snap. Hand off Kramer. Right side. Slips out of a tackle. And he's going to be brought down. But he's inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. As Connor Moyer got in there but was unable to bring him down there as Kramer just, man, he has been a load to try to bring down tonight, Tommy.
Thought this was load.
Stop. That's mean.
Nobody knows that family nickname.
2nd down and goal from the 2. Shotgun formation, two receivers, 2 tight ends, both on the right side of the formation. Little pistol set here. Hand off to Kramer. Stood up and dropped in the backfield. Owen Seifert. Ouch. Man, you would think they'd get this roster updated by now, but it is Owen Seifert. I know that for sure. It's got to be. Otherwise, somebody would have corrected me by now.
They are facing another 3rd down, fellas.
3rd down and goal. Ball at the 6-yard line, and we got a timeout. As Coach Calatrulio, a little loud down there. Eric, wouldn't you say he's a little loud?
Oh, no, not Kyle Trulia. Not at all.
No. He wasn't happy about something down there. Wanted to make sure everybody's on the same page. But
yeah, he's typically, even with a 22-point lead, he's still never happy. So.
Oh, absolutely. And rightfully so.
Let's go ahead and take another look at that NLS, a little bit of that footage you had there earlier. We didn't get a chance to really check it out. But
yeah, my wife and I went over,
glimpse.
Got some footage, some drone clips of them painting the Mohawk Warriors logo on the field. They do field painting for the Mohawk Warriors. They do it for the Cary Blue Devils. They also work with the Upper Sandusky Rams. I believe there's another team that they work with as well, but I don't want to say it and be wrong. So I know those three are for sure. And they do field painting as well, not just the logos, but also the lines.
I wonder if
I'm telling you what, they save you so much time and money if they come out and paint your field for you. That guy was done in an hour yesterday, Greg. I mean, he was done painting all stripes on the field. The only thing he had to do was hash marks. All the stripes on the field in an hour. How long did it take us when we did it for youth football? All day?
Yeah.
3rd and goal. Ball at the 6. Ellis in the shotgun takes the snap, slings it into the end zone, and it's caught. Calatrulio with his 3rd touchdown catch of the game. Beautiful catch in the front corner of the end zone as he just, nice little comeback route, meets his quarterback, gives him an open target.
Yeah, Calatrulio is just on fire today, heading into Bundy territory with 3 touchdowns on the night thus far.
First half. 3 touchdowns in the first half. And your CLOUSE Construction instant replay here. Ellis with a nice pass.
Right
Put
to
it
the
where
corner.
only his receiver was going to make that play. And now the Chieftains line up to go for 2. 3 receivers here on the near side. Kramer, blown back in the backfield.
Got to stop that.
Hand off to Kramer, up the middle, and he is into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And now 30-0 is your score with 2:34 left in the first half. Now the clock doesn't start until halftime. They don't do the running clock until second half unless both coaches agree to it. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to agree to anything out there. I think this is a friendly rivalry.
That, and with 2 minutes left, I don't think there's any reason to even talk about it.
Yep.
Calvert will have 2 minutes here, 2 minutes 34 seconds to answer back and get this chipped away, because you do not want to come out of the locker room facing 2 opponents, one being the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains and the other being the running clock.
That is the most daunting opponent that you can face right there, is that running clock. Unforgivable. I'm going to give a shout out to our weather report sponsor, Yellowstone Landscape. Announcer cam tonight brought to you by SS Cleaning Services. And stick around in the postgame show. We'll have our play of the game brought to you by Bascom Communications with Bright Wireless. As we're going to clean ourselves up for this announcer cam. Hey, how's it going, folks? Once again, we're live here in Bascom. Beautiful Friday evening for football here. And I can't be more proud to be on broadcast with you here tonight, partner.
I was enjoying some of the popcorn and I got caught in it.
Got a Colonel.
Not the popcorn throat.
Got a Colonel Crawford stuck in your throat.
Yeah, how's it feel, guys?
On the return. And Logan DeMoss brings it back to the 25. That's right. So the Senecas will take over at their own 27-yard line. That's pretty familiar, Tommy. At 26, that's about where they pretty much started all night, except for the one time they did get the turnover.
Now I see
the furthest they've moved the ball so far is the Chieftains' 40-yard line.
Now, Eric, when we get out of the half or come back from the half, if you could do some research for me. I see a lot of those players wearing like yellow gloves. I have no clue what's going on with that. So we'll have you do some investigative reporting and get back to us on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Palm chased, swallowed up, and dropped in the backfield. Isaiah Hook on the sack for the Chieftains defense. That Seneca's offense is just searching for answers right now.
Isaiah hooked him and threw him to the ground there.
He button hooked him. Got a player down on the field here.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I believe it's Aiden Ewald. I don't like to see that. It's an all-Ohio lineman right there, and a...
It doesn't seem too bad, but it's definitely not moving and running across the field or anything yet. Can't really tell what was going on there. Maybe an ankle or something? It seemed like he was kind of
it seems like some kind of an ankle or foot. Yeah, having trouble putting any kind of weight on it right now, so... We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more. It's 2:11 left to play here in the first half. 30-0 Chieftains. Senecas have it, second and long coming up after we come back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
We are your neighbors,
At
your
UIS
sons
Insurance
and daughters.
Investments,
We're
committed
learning
to
life and
protecting
job
what matters
skills
most.
and
That's
getting
why
an
we
education.
partner with Auto Owners Insurance, offering reliable coverage and personalized service from people you can trust. UIS and Auto Owners Insurance, working together to keep you covered no matter what life throws your way.
All right, and we're back here. Second and long coming up here for the Senecas. Second and 17 after the sack. Palm in the shotgun. Takes the snap, handoff, and nothing doing there once again in the run game as this Chieftains defensive front just collapse in that pocket all day long. Kyrian Kaiser in the game now, big number 64 down low. Senior defensive tackle. 6'1", 295. Shotgun formation on third and long. 4 receivers set. Palm takes the snap. Looking. Slings it over the middle of the field, and nobody home there. As he was looking for Tucker Coleman, but overshoots his intended receiver. That'll bring out the punt unit. .120 left to play here in the first half. Senecas are going to have to give the ball back to the Chieftains. Chieftains, I believe, still have a timeout left. So they could add to this lead here before halftime. Make sure you stick around for the halftime show brought to you by Hope and Fostoria. Coleman gets that one away, hits the 50, takes a high bounce. Brickman fields it at the 48. Returns to the 45, to the 40, to the 30, 35, and he is gone. 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Hopewell-Loudon. And you got a player down on the field, and it looks like Tucker Coleman trying to make the tackle. Hopefully he's okay, but once again, the Chieftains add to that lead. It's 36-0. With 1:03 left to play here in the first quarter.
That one took a little hot bounce there, and he just snatched it up out of the air and took off running with it.
I think it's just snowballing now for the Senecas here.
Now Ellis. Oh, picked off on the 2-point conversion there. No good on the conversion, so it's still going to remain 36-0 with 1 minute and 3 seconds left here in the game. And man, what an atmosphere by these Chieftains and the Chieftain faithful, as the Chieftains seemingly starting to run away with this one. Now, Eric, down there on the sideline, I do believe you were able to do some digging for us, and you found out exactly what's with all the yellow.
Yes, sir. This is a goal game between the two rivals here, and it's It's to honor and support a Hopewell-Loudon student named Connor Whaley, and all students have battled and continue to battle childhood cancer. So it's a really cool thing. You see the whole student section wearing yellow. You see a lot of the Calvert players even wearing yellow. So it's really cool that they're all showing out here for this Hopewell-Loudon student.
Yeah, you like it when you have crosstown rivals, but also one community, you know, guys.
That's right. Yeah, they may be rivals, but they work together when it comes to causes like this.
And our last update I've had from our matchup in the N10, Colonel Crawford missed the field goal, and Mohawk still leads 7-3, less than 3 minutes left in the second quarter. But here in Bascom, it's been a bludgeoning.
All Chieftains.
DeMoss fields it at the 10. Had to
That's
find
taking
some run room, but Chieftains bring him down at about the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. Senecas feel like they just had the ball, Tommy, and
They did. Just kicked it away. They returned it, and they got the ball right back. Hardly any time's gone off. Now you just got to start all over again.
36-0 Chieftains here. 55 seconds left in the first half. And these Senecas, like I said, they're just searching for answers right now. On both sides of the ball. It's not just offense either.
I think as Calvert searches for answers, Hopewell-Loudon, they know the answers and they change the questions for a lot of teams, but they know exactly who they are, especially with this huge
Palm picked off once again. Another interception, and the Chieftains going to take this one to the house.
Oh, my.
As Sam Humphrey picks it off, takes it back for a touchdown. Second pick six of the game thrown here by Charlie Palm. The third interception thrown in the first half by the sophomore quarterback, and it just has not gotten any better here, Tommy. Just keeps rolling downhill. And like a snowball, it's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, like a snowball rolling downhill, heading for hell, as it just has not been going the Seneca's way.
Chieftains just pouring it on here against their division rival.
We talked about, sitting atop the SBC mountain at the top of the pregame.
Are they going to kneel it on a two-point conversion? They're going to kneel it on a two-point conversion. I have never seen that happen before.
I'm not even going to comment on it. There's your motivation going into the halftime.
If it was a running clock, I'd understand that a little more and get into half. But
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's both a sign of respect and a sign of disrespect at the same time. I don't know why, but yeah. It's like you didn't want to score more, but you also were like, we could if we wanted to, but we won't.
Yeah, it's almost like you're showing pity. And no, that's not the case.
Let's take a look at that, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd probably use that in the locker room now. I know that in Calvert side.
There's nothing you can really do now.
Well, regardless of how unpopular it is, no matter what, when they ask you how many points are enough, the answer is always more. So whether, it's one of those things that are taken the wrong way or not, you just got to play the game as you would if this was a 0-0 ball game. 48 minutes. But like we talked about, you can call it off the dogs once you get things wrangled and there's enough time that's expired in the game and you can kind of bring in some reserves and stuff like that. But you got to still play this one straight up until you get into that second half.
You got a one-armed dog in the game now.
Where?
Number 7 across the field over there. Finally got into the game.
That your boy?
Yeah. He's been out the first 3
Use
weeks
that
with
club.
a broken hand. This one, an onside kick. So why'd you kneel it for?
Yeah,
Why did you kneel the ball if you're just going to onside kick it?
That's wild. And got it.
I don't know what's going on here, folks.
Okay,
Talk about
all right.
now you
and they're
can kneel,
cheering
just
like
run
they
the
just
clock
won
out.
the game. Like, I don't get this. I don't understand it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't know.
It's like they're playing with their food right now.
Yeah, it's like a cat playing with its food. Like, I don't know. What point are you trying to prove here? Whew. So you
then we'll come
onside
out
kick
and
it,
kneel.
and then you're just going to kneel it. Like,
Is this
okay?
just, I mean,
I guess you're just trying to keep the ball away from them. But what does it matter? They're not. They just threw 2 pick sixes in a row.
I mean, when you
Well,
can
maybe
do,
they've seen.
when you can do what you want to do, who's going to stop you from doing what you want to do?
Yeah.
You go out there, you want to practice your onside kicks? Why not? Why is now not the time?
Yeah. You want to practice your kneel, your victory formation? Now's a great time.
And they've watched some tape on Logan DeMoss and know that he can return one at any time. So keep it away from him. Keep him shut out a half, I guess.
All right. Well, that's going to be the end of the first half. We're going to head to the halftime show brought to you by.
I have a comment here.
It says
Said that was a different kicker that wasn't an onside kick, so maybe the kicker just muffed it a little bit or something? Maybe it wasn't a purposely done onside kick is what he's saying.
They were celebrating on the sideline like they were trying to do that, Jake. I'm sorry, but
who's not gonna celebrate
here's
when
the
you catch
thing.
an onside
If
kick?
they weren't trying to do that, they sure cheered like they were. So
Yeah,
I'm just
true.
saying,
You're right,
Jake,
you're right.
you're a coach for the team. I get it. Like, so you got a little bit more perspective than I do. But if they weren't trying to do that, they sure cheered like they were, for sure.
and that's hard to do on purpose. Or that's hard to do on accident.
Yeah. All right, we're going to step aside, take a timeout. We'll come back with the halftime show brought to you by Hope and Fostoria. We'll have the marching band performance presented by Forte Music. That's coming up next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You are watching Chieftain Football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
At YANICH Oral Surgery in Marion, they specialize in dental implants and advanced oral care, all in a welcoming, state-of-the-art environment. Restore your smile. Renew your confidence. Visit YANICHOralSurgery.com.
The one thing that we love more than the roar of a Harley-Davidson is the roar of the crowd on game day. That's why Joe Baylif's Route 30 Harley-Davidson is proud to partner with the Bowling Green State University Falcons and be the official bike to lead the team onto the field. Don't forget to ride out to your favorite tailgate this season and cheer on the Falcons to victory. We'll catch you on down the road at Joe Baylif's Route 30 Harley-Davidson. Walk in, ride out.
It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Take it away, band. That's probably the easiest way, Aaron. Yeah, usually it is. Maybe not. Hey, Aaron, right with this way. You can follow James out. There's James right there. Tell him to block the way.
Holiday by Green Day, released in 2005 as part of their politically charged album American Idiot, is one of the band's most outspoken protest songs. Written by frontman Billy Joe Armstrong, the song blends punk energy with sharp social commentary, and its bold lyrics spark both praise and controversy. Despite its rebellious tone, Holiday became a commercial hit and fan favorite, often performed with extended political rants by Armstrong during concerts.
He's got to be living his best life. Yeah.
Number, All the Small Things by Blink-182 was released in 1999 and it quickly became one of the band's most iconic songs. Written by Tom DeLonge as a sweet and simple tribute to his girlfriend and later wife, the song was inspired by her love for pop bands like the Backstreet Boys. It became Blink-182's biggest hit, peaking at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. It remains the South Scout anthem for late 90s and early 2000s music fans. Please welcome the Hopewell-Loudon marching band to the field. Tonight we honor the legacy of the one and only the Pop. Get ready to moonwalk your way to music history with the Hopewell-Loudon marching band. For the moonwalk, for the glove, there was a young Michael Jackson stealing the heart of the Jackson 5. Becoming the band's first #1 hit, we will now play I Want You Back.
I guess we're lucky we're still alive.
Michael Jackson did just perform Mesmerize. Another chart topper, here's Billie Jean. With a red jacket, a chilling laugh, and a cinematic music video, Thriller redefines what music could be. Tonight we summon that spirit with choreography by senior Emily Flores. We will now conclude our show with a music Thriller. Remember, it will be a halftime show in stores.
From their fields to your table, Reams Produce Farm's year-round custom produce boxes bring farm fresh flavor right to your table. Veggies, meats, eggs, and more. Taste the difference of truly local. Reams Produce Farm, where fun grows. Order today at funacres.net.
This is a Butler building, and so is this one, and this one, and this one too. They're all Butler buildings. Custom designed, custom built to exacting specifications by CLOUSE Construction, your local Butler builder. Discover the difference a versatile Butler manufacturing building system can make for your new facility. Virtually any size, any shape, any usage. Call CLOUSE Construction today. You'll find their work all over Northwest Ohio and online at CLOUSEConstruction.com.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy.
It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome back to Bascom, Ohio. Thanks for tuning in here on the halftime show brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. Great performance by both marching bands presented by Forte Music. I want to thank our sponsors before we get you to the second half as the Chieftains lead the Senecas 42-0 here at halftime. We want to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring this broadcast to you live and paywall free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'd like to thank XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Hope in Fostoria, your Legacy Federal Credit Union, CLOUSE Construction, NLS Professional Grounds, UIS Insurance and Investments, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, VICEK Orthodontics, Drawn to the Surface, RIEHM Produce Farm, Joe Bailiff's Route 30 Harley-Davidson, YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants, Forte Music, the Ohio Army National Guard, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, BUCKEYE IT Services, PLASONITE 3D Printing, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink, Advantage Overhead Door, Simonis Detailing, First National Bank of Sycamore, SS Cleaning Services, the Edward Jones Offices of Tiffin, Yellowstone Landscape, Wagner Flower Shop and Greenhouse, Bascom Communications with Bright Wireless, Wendy's, and CLOUSE Electric, all proud sponsors bringing you this high school football game live and paywall free right here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State, Heart of Ohio Sports. Just getting ready to start the second half, and folks, you know what that means. It is time for everyone's favorite segment, the wise words of Nostradamus.
Well, step on up. I peered into my crystal ball, and the vision that I had was so bright, it burned my retina. I see more points, more running clock, and Calvert wishing that the crystal ball was a time machine to rewind back to the start of this game so they could have a redo, as this one has just really gotten away from the Senecas there in that first half. 42-0 where we stand after the first stanza of action, 24 minutes. I think, again, Hopewell-Loudon, they're going to come in after this out of the locker room with that comfortable 42-point lead. We've seen them kneel on a 2-point conversion attempt before the half was over and then get an onside recovery, which was actually a squib attempt. But
I don't think it was an attempt. From what I understand,
it was an actual.
Jake Mowry said they put in a different kicker for that kick, and supposedly he just can't kick very well, I guess. This is what I was told. And that he wasn't able to get the ball down the field very far, and they happened to fall on top of it because the Seneca's return team was not ready for it. I said, well, why were they cheering so much for it? He said, well, we recovered it. Why wouldn't you cheer for it? I said, well, yeah, you do make a good point. I guess so, Jake. I was still kind of thinking, man, 42-0. And you get the onside kick after they just knelt down on a 2-point conversion on the other end of the field. I'm thinking, all right, they're just going to, Senecas will get the ball back and try to make something happen here, and then Chieftains just sat on that one, took it to halftime. And, I mean, Tommy, it's been all Hopewell-Loudon to start this one out, 42-0. You're going to start the second half with a running clock here. But what positives can you gain from this second half if you're the Senecas? Like, what are some positive things that you can do to gain some kind of momentum going into next week?
Positive, you can start by getting positive yards.
That's a good point.
And start and try to get this offense clicking again. You've been able to score points this season, but against these high-caliber defenses, these defenses that are stout down on the front line, that's where the battle's won, Nate. You got to be able to shore up on the offensive line. You got to be able to give your quarterback ample time to read through his progressions. You also got to give your running back some room to work. And if neither of those things are happening, it makes for a long 48 minutes each and every game. And it's a long season, especially when you might be facing 1-3 going into week 4. So if the Senecas, they got to be careful. They do have a couple favorable matchups in their schedule, but you've already seen some of the upsets on some of the games they were favored to win. So it's going to be an interesting season for these Senecas, especially with the closed expanded playoff format. The Senecas are going to need every win they can get from here on out, especially if they plan to make the playoff this year.
That's a great point, Tommy. With that expanded format now, it's going to be interesting to see the rest of this year. You know, these Chieftains are looking to get that home field advantage. They want that first round bye. But Tiff and Calvert, they're just trying to find a way to get in at this point as, you know, if they get this, if this game goes the way it looks like it might go, I mean, you're staring at 1-3 to start this season out. It's going to be hard to recover from that.
Yeah, you're going to need a lot of things to happen, but you can't say it can't be done because Hopewell-Loudon did it in 24 minutes as well, just in that first half. So we'll see what the Senecas are able to answer with, but first they're going to have to get a stop. To start off the second half, here from Bascom, you're watching Heart of Ohio Sports live and paywall free.
Senecas will kick it off. They kick it deep. It goes off the return man and all the way back to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll pick it up and take it back. Broken tackle, and they'll bring it up past the 10 to about the 12, maybe the 13-yard line before they're brought down. I believe. What was the number on that return? I think it was 23. Eric, you got that one? Did you see who that was down there on the sideline? Do I have my sideline reporter, Eric? I don't have him.
Well, Eric's going to have to be on the ball to read off some of these numbers and give us some clarification on some of these names as you see some of the
Going to be swapping out some players, yeah. You're right.
Coming in.
Eric, was that 23? Huh.
So I think they're going to have number 10 in the gun. That's Sam Humphrey to start off this second half of action. That's Humphrey in the gun, a handoff.
It's number 6 there. Got some room to work with.
And that's Colin Link on the carry.
So Humphrey and link up and able to get a good chunk of yardage there.
And with a 42-point lead, we figure to see the backups for the Chieftains here in the second half of this one. As we mentioned, Sam Humphrey in at the quarterback position now. Second down and about a yard. Humphrey in the pistol, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Now he's going to keep it off the left side. Breaks the tackle. No, actually tripped up on the play by Drew Meyer.
It's a good thing, too, because he had a lane.
Yeah, he looked like he was ready to take off and run with that one.
Yeah, he sure was.
It's an NLS professional grounds first down. Folks, you don't have to be a scarecrow to stand out in your field. NLS Professional Grounds is your source for professional field painting, midfield logos, end zone art, corporate logos, you name it, they paint it, fast and affordably. Perfect for big events, game days, and special occasions. Save time, save money. Go big with NLS Professional Grounds. Humphrey pulls it on the quarterback keeper, breaks the tackle, carries it up past the 45 to the 47-yard line. Sam Humphrey on the quarterback keeper. Another NLS Professional Grounds first down. Chieftains on the move. Second first down of this drive here.
Humphrey Bogart's that one himself. Able to get it towards midfield.
Humphrey
Taking
Bogart.
a look here. Yeah, kept it for himself, like you said, Tommy. Bogart's it for himself, takes it, finds a lane, finds the first down.
First and 10. Handoff. As Link carries it up the middle, and he's got it into Seneca's territory down to the 49-yard line. Seneca's still with their starters in for the most part. I see number 7's getting in there, getting some action here at corner.
Hey, take care of that hand out there, young man.
That's right. And I told him he's got to wrap it up good. It's still healing. But it is second down and 6. 8:46 left to play here in the third quarter. Chieftains on top 42-0. Sam Humphrey in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Handed off the left side. And Link carries it up close to the 45. They'll mark him at the 46.
Good tackle there by number 9 on defense, just taking out the legs, chopping them down.
And Drew Meyer on the tackle for the Senecas. Score update from the Bishop Watterson Columbian game. 53-7 is the score at halftime as the Eagles all over Tiffin Columbian in that one. I got some more score updates for you after this one. Chieftains bring in a player here off the sideline. 4 receivers set. 1 man in the backfield with Sam Humphrey. Takes the snap, slings it left side, complete to his receiver. As number 15 gets a little action there. Sean Pierce on the reception. Chieftains first down. Brought to you by NLS Professional Grounds.
They might have to repaint this field after the Chieftains go up and down so many times here tonight.
Well, he was talking to me about, he said, they've been curious. They've talked to him here at Hopewell. They've talked to the guys at NLS about doing some field painting, but I think, Greggy, a lot of these guys, they've been doing it so long, they take pride in what they do. Nice play in the backfield. Big time stop there by Andrew Jones in the backfield. Barreling through the line to make a stop. Andrew Jones. No, nothing.
Big time.
Andrew Jones.
Seneca East on top of Winford, 41-0. Mohawk and Colonel Crawford, 7-3 is the score.
Still.
You can find that one over on the X stream.
But yeah, Nate, to your point, I know what you're saying. A lot of the like grounds crew and stuff around these kind of places, they take a lot of pride in it, and they don't hang it up until they're ready to hang it up.
That's exactly right. That's kind of the point I was trying to make. You're not going to see those guys hang it up unless they want to.
Ooh.
Humphrey, pass is complete, but out of bounds.
Okay, he's going to be like a yard short of the original line of scrimmage.
Adrian Pond on the reception. Yeah. Going to be third and about 11, maybe 12 to go here. Some more score updates from around the area. Woodmore leading Lakota 28-6 in a battle of unbeaten teams there.
Yeah, Lakota having a nice start to their season.
Young buck,
you talk about
Ryan Lozier.
Ryan Lozier versus Shane Staker over there is probably one of the eldest head coaches in the area. Lozier, one of the youngest head coaches in the area. So a little bit of
changing in the gear.
Yeah.
Third down 11 here.
Third and long. Humphrey back to pass. They set up the screen. Pond on the reception. He's got some blockers. He's into the open. He's got the first down, and he's going to be brought down at about the 20-yard line.
Look like number 7 was in there helping bring him down, Nate.
Mullins in on the stop there, as well as a couple other Senecas on the play. But the Chieftains pick up a first down, and they are moving the ball on this drive. Have yet to relinquish possession here in the second half.
I'll tell you, that inside screen, they ran that a couple times tonight, and that's just been dangerous out there.
And they're taking advantage of the aggressiveness of this defense. They're coming after them. And it's, okay, you want to come after us? Fine, go ahead. Throw it over the top. First and 10. Handoff up the middle. A nice gain there as Colin Link on the carry gets it inside the Ream red zone. Down to about the 16-yard line. Second down and 3. Chieftains moving the ball here. Gibsonburg on top of Northwood, 24-8. Humphrey in the shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, going to keep it off the left side. And he's going to be brought down on the play as number 33, Lane Reinhardt, with the stop.
I'll tell you what, Nate.
I think he might be related to one of our sponsors here, Advantage Overhead Door. Holly Reinhardt hit me up about doing some sponsorship before the season, so her boy getting in on the stop there. It's nice to see. What were you saying, Tommy?
No, it's just, you notice exactly how deflated this second half is, and I think much of that's to do with that Brody Brickman 50-yard plus return on that punt in that first half for a touchdown. And then as you see him on the QB right now. Sam Humphrey returns that pick 6 for 36 yards and that touchdown to put Hopewell-Loudon up 42-0 late in that second quarter, and that's really where things really unraveled, I believe, in this one. But
score update from Colonel Crawford and Mohawk. Once again, you can find that game over on the X Stream. Search Heart of Ohio Sports X Stream on YouTube. Mohawk surrendered a score to the Eagles as Colonel Crawford takes the lead 10-7 with 6:55 left in the third quarter. That score update brought to you by our correspondent, Barry Robinson. Handoff off the right side, Link into the end zone, touchdown, Chieftains.
It's wide open over there.
Yeah, Barry Robinson, he said that he was our fly on the wall over there, and I said, that's about the only time you look like Jeff Goldblum.
48-0, Chieftains.
And these Chieftains continue to dance along with Aiden Smith there. We're all doing the Aiden Smith boogie over here. Or it's the Aiden Smith shuffle. Which one are we going with?
I like the boogie.
And the Chieftains going to kneel on it for the 2-point conversion.
You see, it makes more sense this time because the clock, it just stopped.
Well, it has to change of possession.
The clock still be running?
And a change of possession.
Okay, it does stop on
That's the
change
only
of
time it
possession.
stops.
All right.
Injuries, a timeout, or change of possession is the only time the clock stops. Once again, folks, don't forget, stick around for the post-game show where we will have our player of the game brought to you by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery.
And Nate,
we'll also
we should
have our play of the game.
So we should also mention our fan of the game because time is ticking fast here
That's
tonight.
absolutely
so
right.
You
Folks,
guys need to get
still
those
have
in.
time to get your entries in. Send us a picture of how you're watching the game. Show us your setup. How are you watching the game? Make sure to include yourself in it. Don't just take a picture of your TV. We want a picture of you sitting in your setup as the fan of the game. Tuned in here on Heart of Ohio Sports, brought to you by YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. Send those to us on Facebook or on Instagram. We'll check our message box when we head to the post-game show, and we'll see if we can determine who is our fan of the game, brought to you by YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. .221 left to play in the third quarter.
I tell you guys, on paper, this one looked like the Chieftains had the advantage, but my goodness, I didn't think it was this much of an advantage.
I tell you what, sometimes you just know a program through and through. And Coach Calatrulio, last year, Hopewell-Loudon dispatched this team 26-0 and 19-7 in 2023. You're starting to see a recurrent theme here. You don't really get a lot of points by these Calvert Senecas are allowed much points over here in Bascom against these Chieftains as they do a tremendous job on defense.
Van Dette on the return brings it up to about the 36-yard line. That's where Tiffin Calvert's offense will take the field.
One of Tommy's favorite movie things. Spin the clock.
TBing up the clock here. This defense by the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains, like we talked about, Nate, just so punishing. And now to see a complimentary offense, it's scary.
Well, you've seen no points here by the Senecas tonight. I'd like to see the actual stats of how many yards they've even allowed.
I heard when kids are born in Bascom, they make them do the Oklahoma drill to come out.
Bad snap over the head of Palm. He falls on top of it, but it goes all the way back to the 27-yard line. Boy, the wheels are just falling off for this Seneca's offense here.
It's strange how these things tend to happen, especially when you're playing from behind. You're allowing things to get in your head.
Yeah,
we saw this in week one.
That's what I was going to say. Sometimes you get in your own head, and sometimes it's really hard to get out of your head.
Like I said, we saw this in week one, and I think after that, Coach Lento really lit into his players after that. They came out with a fire against Monroeville that we hadn't seen. But, last week, disappointing loss against St. Paul. You got to wonder, are they kind of still suffering a hangover from losing a 20-6 They had a 26 lead with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter and lost that game on a field goal with 2 seconds left.
Oh, nice
handoff up the middle. Cam Lucius, once again on the carry. He's got the first down and then some. Down to the 48-yard line. And I'm telling you what, I watched this kid run all year last year in JV. This kid's tougher than a $2 steak. I'd love to see him get a few more opportunities to run the ball. I'm not saying anything against Nolan Lee. He's done a great job so far this year. But this young man does a great job in between the tackles, just being physical. 1st and 10, handoff to Lucius off the left side, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, keeps running, and he's going to be chopped down right at the line of scrimmage. That could have been a 3-yard loss. But now 2nd and long coming up. And if you're Calvert, you got to get something going here offensively, and I'm wondering if this is just kind of a white flag at this moment, Tommy. They're just coming out and running the ball. This will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Handoff, Lucius up the middle. The defense stonewalls him right at the line of scrimmage, drives him backwards for a loss of a yard. That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. Chieftains on top 48-0 as we head to the 4th quarter of action. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Hey folks, Baby Voice here, and you're watching high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
The barn is back, and so is the fun. Starting September 20th, explore Ream's famous corn maze. Meet friendly barnyard animals and make memories that last all season long. Barnyard fun runs through October 26th, so don't miss it. At Ream's Produce Farm, where fun grows. Find out more at funacres.net. At UIS Insurance and Investments, we're committed to protecting what matters most. That's why we partner with Auto Owners Insurance, offering reliable coverage and personalized service from people you can trust. UIS and Auto Owners Insurance, working together to keep you covered no matter what life throws your way. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, welcome back to Bascom, Ohio. 3rd and long coming up here as the Senecas have it at their own 47-yard line. Charlie Palm in the shotgun. Actually, no, that's Tucker Coleman in at quarterback. Had that one batted down at the line and incomplete.
Yeah, after a low snap there.
Taven Aldred gets in there and knocks it down. Boy, Aldred's a big, he's a tall drink of water, 6'5", 245. That wasn't what I was going to say. That's a big kid.
It's no wonder he got that hand up there.
And they're just bringing in big kids off the bench. Like, you got a 6'5" senior that you're bringing in as a backup? Man, talk about loaded over here. 4th and 11, punt unit onto the field, Tucker Coleman. Takes the high snap, gets the punt away. This one's going to hit at the 35. And it takes a friendly Seneca's roll inside the 10-yard line. That's where they'll mark it down, actually, is at the 10-yard line. So Chieftains will have 90 yards to go, but the way they were on the field last time, boy, that was...
I was going to say, it sounds like 90 yards to waste clock out here.
Folks, I got to remind you, Friday Night Frosties are here. Thanks to Heart of Ohio Sports and Wendy's. Show your game ticket by Monday. Either print your online ticket or bring in your ticket stub. Score yourself a free small Frosty with purchase. That's right, Friday Night Frosties. Brought to you by Wendy's and Heart of Ohio Sports. And that's for anybody that's in attendance at any football game in our area. Now, obviously, our Tiffin Wendy's is closed for the moment, but you can still head over to Fremont or Clyde. Both of those locations will accept the offer. Friday Night Frosties with Wendy's and Heart of Ohio Sports. 1st and 10. Humphrey takes the snap, handoff, and Link carries it forward to about the 12-yard line. Colin Link, sophomore running back, getting some action here. I wonder if that'll affect his JV availability. Second and 8. And this Chieftains offense, Tommy, that first half was something to watch. That was something special. Obviously, the defense pitched in a few points as well, but boy, they were just clicking on all cylinders tonight. Handoff off the right side. Link on the carry. Carries it out of bounds. Lowers the shoulder, delivers a hit at the end of the run. And that'll be good for a first down. Brought to you by NLS Professional Grounds. And this is,
But yeah,
for anybody that's on the field right now, this is your audition. This is your chance to prove yourself.
But you hit the nail on the head. I mean, the way that this Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains offense has performed also can't dismiss what that defense has done. But, man, Hopewell-Loudon, Jason Kramer opening up things with that 40-yard touchdown drive.
This time, Nolan Hampton on the carry. Freshman running back. That's good for a 12-yard gain and another first down, brought to you by NLS Professional Grounds. These Chieftains, boy, they are just filling up the stat sheet here tonight. Everybody's pitching into this one.
And again, that's due in part to the first half heroics. Jacoby Ellis hitting Jack Colatrulio in stride for that 43-yard touchdown. Then the pick by Colatrulio, and then 2 more touchdowns on top of that. Really put Hopewell-Loudon into the driver's seat here, especially in that first half.
First and 10. Fake the handoff. Humphrey's going to keep it off the left side, and he's going to be ridden out of bounds. Past the first down marker. We got a flag on the field. Flies in at the end of the play. Looks like we might have a block in the back. That's what it looks like the call is.
Looks like we've got a score update here from the Mohawk game, Nate.
Score update as the Warriors battle back to take the lead once again. It's 14-10 Mohawk. 4:55 left in the third quarter. Another score update brought to you by Barry Robinson.
So that's the battle that you expected over there in Sycamore.
Absolutely. Once again, you can find that one on the X stream.
Is that the movie guy?
Huh?
Think so.
Huh?
So let's come over and watch him.
So after the penalty, first and long, and they hand it off. This time Colin Link picks up a few, up to about the 39 where he's brought down. Dylan Waldermeyer in on the stop. A second down and long coming up here. 6:35 left to play in the ball game, and that clock continues to roll.
There's that rolling clock, Nate. We should get some of these T-shirts thrown out here pretty soon.
Yeah, let's do that, Eric. What do you think? I think that's a great time for it. After this play, we'll go ahead and throw some T-shirts out to the fans. We'll see if we can get a fan of the game, maybe even here on site, possibly. Don't forget, you can still submit your pictures for the Fan of the Game Award, brought to you by, oh, this one's all the way into the open. Colin Link, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Chieftains. Colin Link carries that one in. It's a 55-yard touchdown run, and the Chieftains add to their lead now 54-0.
Couldn't ask for a better time to throw out the student section. They're going nuts over here.
All right, so here we have it.
Huge.
Eric throwing out some T-shirts. Donnie, go down to the left. Donnie.
I got Eric on the sideline camera.
Oh, he's got him right there.
I got him. Don't worry about it. There we go. Come on, Eric. You got to get it up
there.
Oh, and then you overthrow him. Eric, come on.
Oh, no.
I love seeing the crowd wearing the yellow, as we talked about already tonight.
Yeah, one might actually go to a fan.
That one fell through the bleachers.
See, now we know why Eric didn't play quarterback. Oh, my goodness. Colonel Crawford
there we
taking
go.
the lead on Mohawk again, Nate.
Oh, one more shirt.
Crawford.
So he's got one more shirt here. Let's go. Oh,
there we go.
job,
Nice
Eric.
toss, Eric. There you go. He redeemed himself.
Good job, guys.
Of course, big shout out to STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc. our Bleacher Creature shirt sponsor.
Yeah, it says Crawford in that game ran back to kickoff for a touchdown, right? So it must be the kickoff right after the touchdown.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, what a game.
So 17-14 the score. Colonel Crawford on top.
Oh, I didn't update my score here. Sorry about that. What we got on the scoreboard out there, Nick?
54-0.
That's what I thought. Man, I thought it wouldn't be that hard to keep up with the scores, and then the Chieftains came out tonight to play.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a minute since I've seen a Hopewell-Loudon drubbing of a Calvert team like this. But like we talked about, you could tell just in that first quarter, I mean, this is a team hell-bent on getting to where they were and trying to finish their story from 2 seasons ago. Hopewell-Loudon really is going to be something to reckon with here in the area, as they are each and every year.
Another short kick. Poor kid must not have very much of a leg because couldn't get it any further than 12 yards down the field. It's the second time that's happened. I don't know. The other kicker could get it pretty far down the field. They didn't have any problems kicking it off in the first half, but...
I mean, again, if you give it to them at midfield and they're not able to do anything, they're not able to do anything from the 20, where does it matter where you kick it to?
First and 10, ball at the 47.
Oh, it looks like Carey's having themselves a ball game over there in Upper.
Backups into the game now for Tiffin Calvert as Bentley Cologne into the game, freshman quarterback. Handoff. Stood up and dropped in the backfield is number 33, Lane Reinhart.
And if you're a sophomore getting your first taste of the Friday Night Lights or an underclassman, sometimes you might be thinking, what did I do? As they were just swallowed up there by the huge Hopewell out in front.
4 minutes and 25 seconds left to play in the ball game. Chieftains looking to close this one out, move to 4-0 on the season. As the state rankings came out this week, they had them at number 7 in Division 6. Tommy, I don't know about that. I think they deserve to be a little higher than that. Just my opinion.
Oh, man.
They throw it out on the right side. It's complete. Brandon Coleman on the reception. And he is tripped up in the backfield.
Wasn't a bad little swing pass out there, but that defense is all over it.
Yeah, they weren't falling for that one bit.
I know you were talking about them being in 7th place. Maybe they did see that before the game. They said, oh, yeah, we'll show you 7th place.
That's a good point, Eric. Could be a good reason why we're sitting here.
Why the foot's on the gas tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with Calvert. It has to do with the naysayers.
You think about the last 3 times they scored, they knelt on the 2-point conversion, so you could have another 6 point. It could be 60-0 here. 3rd and long. Sling it to the left. Complete to the receiver.
Wow, way to bring that one
Coleman
in.
cuts it back across the field to the 40, 35. Brandon Coleman to the 30. And he's brought down inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. That's a nice pickup there by Brandon Coleman. Nice catch along the sideline. Great concentration.
Great catch, but great throw.
Yeah.
That is the next level throw. He threw that over the shoulder onto the outside of the lane there, only to where your receiver can get it. When you have a defender that's trying to get there and you're able to throw over the top to the back shoulder, on the sideline shoulder, good grace. You see why he was able to cut it back.
He even had to turn his body for that throw.
Yeah.
It's a nice.
I was surprised he caught it.
That was a freshman signal caller, wasn't it?
Yeah, Bentley Cologne, freshman.
Yeah, that was nice little, I like that glimpse.
Shotgun set, 4 receivers. Cologne takes the snap off the ground, slings it out right, complete. And he's got it down to about the 23, maybe the 24, the 23-yard line.
He seems to have a quick release out there. He's a good, quick decision maker on who he's going to get the ball to. Now, if he could just get the snaps a little bit off the ground, he could get the ball in his hands faster.
Got some scores from you, from around the area for you here. Gibsonburg leading Northwood 38-8. Padua leading Sandusky now 27-13. Second and 5. They take the snap. Cologne looking, slings it into the end zone. Nobody home. Looking for Brandon Coleman, just a little bit too high there, incomplete.
Way to stay in the pocket there, though, as it collapsed around him and just stepped up into it and delivered that one.
Seneca East leading Winford 48-0 in the third quarter. As we mentioned, Colonel Crawford leading Mohawk 17-14.
You just say 48-0 in Seneca East and Winford?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Seneca East was something to prove tonight, too.
Yeah. Well, they're 2-1 to start the season out. Now looking to move to 3-1. Harvest Prep leading Perkins 14-13. Third down and 5. Cologne back to pass, slings it over the middle, complete. Oh no, dropped.
Oh my goodness.
Drew Meyer had it in stride. Boy, he hit him.
That was probably a touchdown.
Right in between the dot of the 9. Right in that circle, right where you want it.
Never want to get too excited, but I do like the coming out party here by Cologne.
I missed that one there.
As you see, a lot of nice composure in the pocket, some nice clean throws.
See if we can get something here on this fourth down in the last 15 seconds of the game.
Cologne slings it into the back of the end zone, incomplete, looking for Meyer.
Look at that, though. You had to
That'll be a turnover on downs. That'll be the last play of the game. And your final score, Hopewell-Loudon 54, Calvert goose egg. We'll step aside, take a timeout. Folks, don't forget you can submit your picture for our Fan of the Game contest brought to you by our friends at YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. Send us your picture, how you watching the game, either on Facebook or on Instagram. You can still enter to win our Fan of the Game brought to you by YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. Postgame show coming up next, brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. And we'll have our play of the game presented by Bascom Communications with Bright Wireless. That's coming up next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
My stomach is messed up.
The game's almost over. Can't you wait?
No, I gotta go right now.
Wow, really?
Swung on, hit to center, well hit. Back, and this one's gone. A home run for Connor Moyer on an 0-2
Needed
pitch.
that.
Smokes it to dead center. That's
Oh man, are you kidding me? It happens.
Never miss a moment. Heart of Ohio Sports. Discover your passion for music at Forte Music in Tiffin. Whether you're looking for lessons, instruments, or accessories, Forte Music offers everything you need to take your sound to the next level. From beginners to experienced musicians, they've got you covered with expert guidance and top quality gear. Forte Music, where music lives. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
Go, go, go!
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go: Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports is owned by Mullins Entertainment and located inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. The space features a state-of-the-art podcast studio, open for public use, building a platform for creators, is one of our top priorities. We connect fans to the action like no one else can. As a business in today's market, you got to stay ahead of the game. And what better way than to get on board with the fastest growing brand in media today? I mean, you can take it from me, or you can just listen to them.
When recruiters want to see our game film, we tell them they can watch it on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports gives fans the access they want when they want it. And the athletes get the coverage they deserve. Our broadcasts are free, and they always will be. We don't hide behind a paywall.
When my family can't come to the games, they always watch on Heart of Ohio Sports.
My stomach is messed up.
The game's almost over. Can't you wait?
No, I gotta go right now.
Wow, really?
Swung on, hit to center, well hit. Back, and this one's gone. A home run for Connor Moyer on an 0-2
Needed
pitch.
that.
Smokes it to dead center. That's
Oh
probably at least
man, are you
360.
kidding me?
It happens. Never miss a moment. Heart of Ohio Sports. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Prevent opioid and stimulant misuse in your teen sports journey. Keep all medications locked and only use them as prescribed. Talk openly about the dangers of misusing painkillers and stimulants. Work with healthcare providers to find safe alternatives for pain and focus. Protect their future. Prevent misuse. Visit carsa.org for prevention tips and community resources.
Heart of Ohio Sports is your home for live video streaming of high school football. Don't settle for the rest when you can go with the best, right here on the pulse of the Buckeye State, Heart of Ohio Sports. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
We are your neighbors, your sons and daughters. We are learning life and job skills and getting an education. We're proud to serve Ohio. We are your Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service at nationalguard.com/OH.
My stomach is messed up.
The game's almost over. Can't you wait?
No, I gotta go right now.
Wow, really?
Swung on, hit to center, well hit. Back, and this one's gone. A home run for Connor Moyer on an 0-2
Needed
pitch.
that.
Smokes it to dead center. That's
Oh
probably at least
man, are you
360.
kidding me?
It happens. Never miss a moment. Heart of Ohio Sports. Stop down to Benchwarmers in Tiffin or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call at 567-268-9268 and place your delivery order now. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, welcome back. We're live here with the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Chieftains with a big win in front of the home crowd, 54-0 here on senior night. And I just so happen to be standing here with a senior. Our player of the game brought to you by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. None other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jack Calatrulio. How we doing, sir? All right, let's get you a headset so we can hear what you're saying here. There we go. All right, so how's it feel, man? Standing here with the winged cardinal on your shoulder. Big win, 3 touchdowns. You almost Al Bundy'd it out there, man. Talk about how this one feels. Big win.
Oh, it feels great. I mean, last week we had another big win. It was important to come out fast, so we didn't, let them hang around.
Yeah, you definitely didn't let them hang around. I mean, it was quick work, 22-0 in the first quarter. Now, talk about that fast start. You guys turned the ball over the first time you had the ball, but you come out, you get the stop on defense, you get the ball back, and you just quick work the next time you had the ball. What was being said on that sideline after the turnover?
We know what we are. We know we can make plays. We know that one mistake isn't going to define the game, so we got to go back out there and make some plays, get back in it. And
you did. You made a lot of plays tonight, young man. The whole defense, offense, everybody contributed. Special teams as well. I mean, Brickman with the punt return. You had a couple of touchdowns, but, I mean, I want to talk about the big one down here in the end zone where you went up and snagged that. I mean, high pointed that over the top of the defensive back. Now talk about that. You're 6'2", big guy yourself. What does that feel like? I've never done that before. What does that feel like to be able to go up and snag that over the top of somebody like that?
It's awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, all right. Talk about just your impact on the game. You've been back, this is your second game now?
Yeah,
second game back? Talk about what it felt like on the sideline watching this team get out to such a hot start, but now, then again, what it feels like when you're coming back.
It felt really good. I mean, last week I was on a bit of a snap count, so being able to go back out there on defense and make a few more plays on offense felt really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, make an impact on the game.
And you did. You made a heck of an impact tonight, young man. From start to finish, well, almost to finish. You made it to the finish of the first half anyway. That's all they needed you for. Now, a couple of your guys went down early. Big loss with Aiden Ewald. Hopefully he's okay. Kellen Frankert, hopefully he's okay. We wish them the best. Hopefully they're good. But there were guys that stepped up in their absence. You had a big game from Jason Kramer. Talk about your teammates, just the guys that kind of step up when you need them to.
Absolutely. We have a lot of seniors on the team, so when one person goes down, we still have a lot of experience that is going in. And juniors, they played a lot last year. So we have a lot of guys that know what we want to do, and they're going to play hard for us.
So you got the passing game going tonight. You've had the running game going so far this year, but tonight you really got that passing game clicking. What is it? I mean, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm having nightmares preparing for you guys because, I mean, you can double team you, then you got Brody on the other side. You could double team Brody. I wouldn't do that. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just saying, as a defensive player yourself, how would you prepare for yourself as an offense?
Pray.
I love it. I love it. All right, man. Any shout-outs you got tonight?
Family, the boys on the field. That's about it.
Love it. All right. Well, once again, our Benchwarmers player of the game, Jack Calatrulio. How you going to spend that money, man? You got a $25 gift card here to Benchwarmers. What's your go-to?
Pretzels, standout fries. Those are the go-to.
Standout fries are for sure. Those pretzels are,
really good.
They're killer.
Yep.
Well, once again, outstanding job tonight, young man. Our player of the game, Jack Calatrulio. We'll be right back. Step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll come back with more of the post-game show. We still have our play of the game as well as our fan of the game coming up next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
You're watching high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
After an injury or surgery, adults are often prescribed opioids or stimulants, powerful drugs that help with pain or focus. But when unused or expired medications linger, they pose serious risks, misuse, addiction, or accidental poisoning, especially for children. Seneca County has 5 locations where you can safely dispose of medications. Take it to the box or use a deter bag at home to deactivate them safely and permanently. Prevent misuse, protect your family, dispose safely. Learn more or request a free Deter-A-Safe disposal bag at carsa.org. Prevention starts with you.
At VICEK Orthodontics, they're all about creating confident, healthy smiles for every age. Dr. VICEK and the team use the latest techniques to make your orthodontic journey comfortable and effective. Discover the difference of personalized care and a smile you'll be proud to show off. Schedule your consultation with VICEK Orthodontics today. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, and we're back here at Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains Field here in Bascom, Ohio. Final score, once again, Chieftains 54, Senecas nothing. You're tuned in here on the postgame show brought to you by our friends at Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Folks, we still have a couple more things to hand out. First and foremost, There were a lot of fans here tonight. And, I mean, this place was packed, top to bottom. I mean, there were people hanging out on the sidelines all the way up in the top of the bleachers. Even the Calvert sideline packed from top to bottom. But tonight, our fan of the game brought to you by YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. I was supposed to get a picture from Eric, but I never got the picture.
I say what we can do, Nate, is we've had some submissions after the game last week.
Yeah.
And, you know, as always, we tell people they can send them in anytime they want. So we can go ahead and show one that we had that came in a little late last week here. So
I thought this one was cute.
You have a little fan in the crowd there.
They're in the stands.
Absolutely.
In the stands last week. That was at the Seneca East Monroeville game.
I love it.
Look at that. Look
Gunnar
at that
Polacek.
face. Look at that face.
Cheerleader.
Now, what's funny is Greggy actually wrote that sign for him.
I didn't write it. I just told her how to spell it. Just teasing.
All right. Once again, our fan of the game brought to you by YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. And now, time for the play of the game. There were a lot of big plays in that first half, guys. I mean, some big ones.
Absolutely. Turning point in this one. Hopewell-Loudon versus the Calvert Senecas. Play of the game. Hopewell-Loudon's Brody Brickman.
Brickman fields it at the 48.
We talk about a return time. 50
to the 45,
plus yards
to the 40,
for a touchdown.
To the 30, 35.
Late in this one. That's followed up by Sam
and
Humphrey's return of a pick six for 36 yards for a touchdown that put the Chieftains up 42-0 late in the second quarter, which both of those seemingly served as the final nail in the coffin in this one. So once again, that was our Bascom's Communications play of the game.
Once again, thanks to Bascom Communications with Bright Wireless for their contributions to all of the Hopewell-Loudon broadcasts this year. Also, big shout out and a thank you to Yellowstone Landscape and SS Cleaning Services, as they are Hopewell-Loudon exclusive sponsors, so they're going to help us broadcast all of the Hopewell-Loudon games this year. A couple of them live, most of them recap videos, but thanks for their contributions here, and thanks to all of our sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
You said SS Cleaning Services. Right?
Yes.
So we got to get this one.
We got to get that in. SS Cleaning Services is our announcer cam sponsor here tonight, making us look good. Of course, she made the studio look really good as they came in and cleaned it up for us real nice. They can do the same for you, handling commercial and residential. Give them a call. Shelby Sauber and SS Cleaning Services.
Really? Heck yeah, I don't like cleaning my house or my office. So.
But they specialize in commercial. I think that's what they're really trying to get into, is more of these commercial businesses. Anybody that's, you got cleaning that you need to do, but you don't really want to be spending time doing it, like us at the studio. Like
I said, I got a big office.
That's right. All right, well, once again, play of the game brought to you by Bascom Communications with Bright Wireless. Our player of the game, Jack Calatrulio, joined us here in the press box. Once again, brought to you by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. And then our fan of the game brought to you by YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. Now, Tommy, let's talk about this one just for a brief moment, and then we'll wrap it up. Disappointing for Tiffin Calvert. Obviously, this is not the way you drew this one up. You did not envision 54 points on the board. You definitely didn't envision a goose egg on the board. How do you move forward from this?
It's one of those things where you just try to pick yourselves up and dust yourself off. I thought the game started off favorable for Calvert. They were able to get a stop. They got the turnover, and then they were able to move it a little bit down the field. But that's when that defense, it lit a fuse under them for the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains, and they just never let up. They never held back after that point. Calvert, they got that turnover. They got their opportunity. They had their bite at the apple and just wasn't able to do anything with it. And then the Chieftains, they found their opening, and then they just went for the throat throughout the final 48 minutes there. And it was just all Hopewell-Loudon through this one. 54-0. I think Senecas, again, they come out next week. You have a whole week of practice ahead of you. I mean, that's the big thing. Your offense, you really didn't even have many drives. We talked about there was 6 3-and-outs to start for the Calvert Senecas in that one. And you're not going to really get a good look at your offense that way. It's one of those things where the defense showed up by the Chieftains, and unfortunately, you were in their way. Forget this one. Move on to the next one. You have a lot of schedule ahead of you, and a lot of it favors you. You take your lumps along the way. You already took a lump against N10 and rival Mohawk, and you also, again, took the lump here tonight against the Chieftains, and then you fell into that trap game against St. Paul. But, again, from here, again, you shore up, you're able to dust yourself off, get some wins, get some quality wins, and get all them computer points that you need to buy yourself into the playoff with, again, the expanded playoff format being closed, being wilted down to the 12 team instead of the 16 team. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Got a score update from that Mohawk-Colonel Crawford game. 10 minutes left in the game. Mohawk takes the lead 21-17 over Colonel Crawford. And I tell you what, that's a big game, folks. You can find that over on the X Stream. Search on YouTube, search Heart of Ohio Sports X Stream. You can find that one as that one closes down to the wire. It's a great game going on over there on the X Stream. Tune in for the end of that one. We got some other score updates from around the area. Seneca East taking care of business against Winford 55-8. Woodmore all over Lakota 42-6. That'll be who the Senecas will face next week. So both those teams will be coming off of losses, big losses. So they're both going to be trying to, right the ship. You got Fremont Ross on the losing end to Whitmer 27-6. Harvest Prep on top of Perkins 14-13. Gibsonburg final 45-8 over Northwood. Bellevue with a final over Norwalk 19-0. Cary final score 33-7 over Upper Sandusky. And Monroeville taking out a little frustration this week with a 67-0 win over South Central. St. Paul 57-0 over Plymouth. And Port Clinton 65-0 over Collinwood. Those are your score updates from around the area. Of course, you can catch the recap, or you can catch the roundup of all the scores. We'll post that later tonight.
I suggest you go ahead and turn on the X Stream with the 24-21 game over there.
Boom. Colonel Crawford just scored to take the lead once again. A back-and-forth game over on the X Stream. 6:44 left to play. Folks, tune into that one right now as we're wrapping things up right now here at Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains Field. Tommy, any final thoughts?
No, just a quality win by Hopewell-Loudon, doing exactly what I thought they were going to do as they continue to go chapter by chapter and try to finish their story from a year ago, trying to make it to that next leap as a program, getting past that regional round. And, again, you take it one game at a time, and Hopewell-Loudon, they didn't let Calvert stand in their way one iota.
That's absolutely right. And I tell you what, this Chieftains team, they probably have the toughest part of their schedule behind them now, as they've got a couple of, obviously, conference opponents on the schedule still. But, Tommy, the River looks a little down this year, and that's nothing. That's not saying anything against any of the teams in the River, but I'm just saying how good this Hopewell team is.
Yeah.
Compared to everybody else, I think this cream is so much further above everybody else in that River. I don't see how they're not taking home their sixth straight SBC River. And then closing out as champions. Every year they were in the SBC River. Think about that. The dominance it takes to be able to say that you were able to accomplish that. Every year you were in this conference, you won the conference championship. That's dominance right there. But once again, thanks for tuning in here on the postgame show. Final score, 54-0, Chieftains over the Senecas. That's going to do it for us today. I want to thank our sideline camera operator, Cooper Snyder, for doing a great job. Sideline reporter, Eric Hall, once again, doing a great job. Thanks to Donnie Hannam on the main camera. Thanks to Tommy Hall. Thanks to Greg the Wizard Kinn. All of you guys have done a phenomenal job here tonight. And once again, thanks to all of you for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, you've been tuned in here on the postgame show, brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Tune in as we'll have the Coach's Corner live from Benchwarmers this Tuesday right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. But until then, we'll see you next time. Have a great night, everybody. Rickman fields it at the 48. Returns to the 45, to the 40, to the 30, 35, and he is gone. 5, and he slings it long. He's got a man down.